Okay, here we go. We're starting our one-day overnight. Going to do a checkout or shakeout of our equipment. The bike is fully loaded. Just need to close up the front handlebar bag. Everything is charged and all set to go, and we'll fill up our water bottles after we mount the bicycle on the car. And once we get back tomorrow and get cleaned up, I'll probably do a layout of all the equipment that was on here. Right now I'm already discovered this Topeak trunk bag with these panniers, not quite big enough for an extended 5-day trip. I need to get a food bag, a 16-liter food bag, and fill that up and see if, because this top portion here does expand. I have it zipped down now, so it will open up a little bit more. I want to see if we can get that larger food bag in there. But let's do the shakeout now and see how things work for this one overnight. So I'm gonna mount this on the roof of the car, and then I'm gonna head off to our drop-off point, which is going to be Little Flower Parish in Bethesda, and we'll pick up the C&O Canal from there. Talk to you soon. Well, here we go. Starting off mile 0 at Little Flower Parish. My old assignment. Drop off the car. The bike is fully loaded. The temperature is a bit hot, but once we hit the trail, things should start to cool down. And I've got no concerns. We'll see how things develop as we continue to move along. The only downside about this trip, I shouldn't say downside really, is I'm going to be going to a slight uphill on the way to the Indian Flats campsite. Whereas when I actually do the C&O Canal trip, it's all going to be downhill. You can definitely feel the weight on the bicycle, so it's one of the things that concerned me as I picked up the pannier as I took it off the rack and say, man, this is heavy. So already we need to be looking at how can we reduce weight. So I also want to test out to see if I really need to buy new panniers or if I can go with this current setup when we do the long trip. So check in with you later. Coming up on Great Falls. In the back, about 15 years ago, you used to have to carry your bike over this area. Now they got a fully developed path. So, water still flowing through the lock here. It's a long way down. Coming back from over there. Yeah, where that walkway is in the distance, that all used to be, had a carrier bike and walk across that. It was very treacherous, so that was about 15 years ago. I haven't been in this section of the trail in a long time. Looking very, very nice. It's cool in the shade, a little warm in the sun, and the blue skies, and I'm enjoying it. We're at about 11 miles right now, so I'm feeling good. The knees are feeling good, and we'll keep on going. So far, so good. We're going to take a stop off at Great Falls and take a walk out on the observation platform. So here we go. Okay, beautiful view here. There's Potomac in the background. Absolutely gorgeous. That's what you get. Very, very nice. So here we are at the Washington Aqueduct overlook. Part of the feeder to the old C&O Canal. Absolutely gorgeous day. Absolutely gorgeous. You almost want to jump into that water. Looks so nice. We still haven't gotten to the White Falls overlook yet, but we'll be there in just a moment. Well, I'm at my 20-mile mark now. I'm at lock 23 on the C&O Canal. So I've done 20 miles on the odometer on the bicycle, so I'm just taking a break right now just to relax a little bit, maybe about half an hour or so, and refill up on some water, eat a snack. So far everything's looking pretty good. As I sat down, a bunch of gnats kind of circle around my head, so I'm gonna walk away. Here we are at lock 23. It's amazing how these things, you know, over 100 years, are still going strong. I shouldn't say going strong, that they're still standing. Some aren't, some have been vandalized, but you can see, whoa, it got humid here. Oh, lots of trash. I don't think I'm going to be getting my water downstream from that. Over there would be a good spot. So far, a very, very nice day. Cannot complain. Oh, and I said I was going to go to the Great Falls overlook. I had forgotten that it was closed for construction. There was a big barricade there, so I rode right by it and didn't have a chance to see when it was open, so I'll check the National Park Service website the next time. But also the Paw Paw Tunnel is supposed to be closed for construction as well. We'll see if that's going to be open by the time we do our bike packing trip. In the meantime, take a break and continue up the trail. Check in with you later. I made it to White's Ferry, and by a little over 30 miles in, got less than 10 miles to get to the Indian Flats campground. People are already queuing up for the ferry ride. Somebody coming back already. Looking at the flood marks in the building up there. $5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Bicycles $2, cars $5. There's the ferry on the other side. It's a cable ferry, which means there's a cable in the water, and the winch just pulls it back and forth across the river. Privately owned and operated. And that's the cable that goes across. You can see it in the water there, bouncing up and down. But there it goes, back and forth all day long. Just bump myself a Gatorade or get myself refreshed, and then I'll just hop on the bicycle. It's about Right now it's 10 to 4. So we should get to camp by 5 o'clock. No problems. Set up camp, have dinner, edit the video, and just chill out. Then we'll kind of plan out if we were to go on from there, what our next stop would be going northbound, but we're going to get up early and go back because tomorrow's a work day. Check in with you later. Monocacy River Aqueduct. This is where the C&O Canal crosses over the Monocacy River. A little history about this aqueduct is that the Confederate forces during the Civil War tried to blow it up 4 times and they were never successful. So we are approaching our campsite. It's now 4:30, so we made good time. That's the only thing right now, health, body-wise, my back is a little sore, so I think the 40-mile, between 30 and 40 miles is probably the good planning time. But this is the campground we did a recon a couple of weeks ago. Found that big black snake coming down the tree. Been passing a lot of hiker-bikers going toward the city, going southbound. Haven't seen anybody northbound. Some campsites having people in them, some were empty. Up on Indian Flats now. Let's see. And it looks like it's empty. Alright, there's the GPS beep. And we're here. We are here at Indian Flats. There's the Porta-John. Over there is the hand pump. And down we go. And this looks like a good spot, and there are a couple of trees, good trees for hammocking. So this is our campsite. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna relax a little bit and then start setting up camp. So here we are at our camp location. I set up my tents. Definitely gonna need an inflator for that air mattress because that's not what you want to at the end of a long day when you've been biking or hiking. It's just all that huffing and puffing and blowing the house down. And I set up my hammock. I wanted to set up between this tree here, but the only problem is this little plant right here, and we call that poison ivy. So that tree wasn't out. So I changed out of my biking clothes and my camp clothes. So all my nasty bike clothes are right there, hanging up to dry. And what's nice about these hiker-biker campsites here on the C&O Canal, they all have a pump. So they have, but the water is treated with iodine, so it has that funky taste to it. So I have my little bandana here, use that to wipe up, and hung my beer line. But what I've got is this cheapo, pink masonry line, and that did not work. I threw my first one up there and it got caught and tangled in the trees, and when I tried to pull it down, the rope snapped. Fortunately, I had another carabiner, another throw bag, so I was able to get it up here. But yeah, we're definitely going to have to get a better solution than what I have here, because I just cobbled this together with a carabiner and some of that line I had I saw something in REI or online for like $25. I said, wait a minute, I can come up with something better than that. But I think prudence in this case would be better to maybe buy that. The other thing is that when I took this out of its container, I unraveled it, and then it got all tangled up, and I spent the last 30 minutes just unraveling it. So got a fire pit. Don't have anything to cut wood with, but there's plenty of kindling here, so I'm gonna do some gathering and see if I can find something to burn tonight. It's coming up on 6 o'clock, so we're gonna have dinner here soon. Just relax, pray, and read, and maybe watch a video and go to bed. So this is it. What fun. Well, this is the first thing we shook out already, is that the line I was using to hang my food bag is not that good. And so I finally found an adequate place to hang it, and we're going to probably go to 550 cord. I already see somebody else's bear bag line right there that got hung up in the tree. That's the danger with your food bag, is that if you get it up into a tree, is make sure you got a branch that's clear. So the first attempt, I got my my throw bag and my carabiner locked up in the tree, and I just pulled on the cord, and the cord snapped. The second one was too much. Too many branches in the way, and that one got tangled up, and I was able to get my bag down again. So I found this one, it's pretty free, so I should be able to get it down without any problems. But that's definitely one thing I need to work on, is to get a better bear bag system to hang my food bag. Another thing I discovered is that the water coming out of the pumps here on the C&O Canal, the water is still cloudy and kind of brownish. Even though the placard says it's safe for drinking, it's been treated with iodine. So I just go ahead and decided to treat it with my trail filtration system. So I turned my so this right now, this is, even though it's supposedly the water is potable out of the pump, I'm calling that my dirty water bottle, and then I'll use that to fill the squeeze bag, and then I'll drink the water that comes out of here from the pump through the filter. And so far it's been pretty good. And if you add flavor packets, it's a Gatorade bottle I picked up at the store along the way. I added those tiny little packets of flavoring. So yeah, even though it looks like it's Gatorade, it's not. Gatorade Fruit Punch is it's those diet fruit punch additives you add to water bottles. So that makes it a little bit more palatable. And then I made dinner. I used fresh water that I brought from home. So we're learning more things about camping on the trail here. So this is so far it's been a good big shakeout. And right now it's 20 to 7. So I may rack out in the hammock over there, read a little bit, pray some, and as it gets darker, we'll try that ancient technique of man. We'll make fire. Good morning. It's Friday morning. It's June 30th, Friday morning. It's 10 to 7 in the morning, or 6:50. I had a good night's sleep. It's beautiful. A little warm and muggy before I went to bed last night, but chilled off. Slept pretty good, but I discovered something strange. There was night fishing on the river, so I went to bed at 9 o'clock, around 10 o'clock, all of a sudden these boats are going up and down the river, and I see this bright light. So what the heck is that? I found out it was people night fishing. But as the night progressed, things got cooler, and I slept very, very comfortably. The tent is just about an inch too short for me, because either my head rubs up against the back wall, or my feet are kicking up against the other wall of the tent. So just a tad short for me. Got up this morning at when I woke up and opened up my eyes, and 5 o'clock, checking my watch and saying, "Oh, I'll just go back to bed." And all of a sudden, heard a plane on approach to Reagan National, and after that, a train, and after that, birds started chirping. I said, "Oh, what the heck? Just get up." So we made breakfast, coffee and oatmeal. Just broke camp. I didn't really time myself to see how long it would take to break camp, but I just took my leisurely time. But I'm amazed at all the stuff that I brought actually fits into fits in everything I packed. So a 40-mile trip now back down the trail. I already set the GPS, so we'll actually see what our travel time is. But I think 40 miles a day is going to be good for the Sino Canal. A gorgeous day right now. It's nice and cool. Hopefully we'll get back before the humidity starts rising. But right now it's like the 60s right now. Nice and cool. Enjoying it. What else? Yeah, the only thing after doing the shakeout, maybe one or two more carabiners, snap clips. I definitely need something better to hang my food bag. It's that masonry line that sits. Tangles too easy, breaks too easy. I was thinking about using paracord, but the problem with that is that it has a high pack volume for the amount of line you need. So we need to do some research to find out what is better. I don't want to spend $25 on a bare bag line that I saw online. That's ridiculous. Let's see if we can come up with something better. Other than that, things are looking good. Let's say figure about a 3.5 hour ride back to the car at Little Flower. So, check in with you later. Just had my first flat tire on the trail. It's 22 miles into my return trip. I was only carrying one spare tube, so I put in a new tube. Not too happy about the hand pump though. With a great deal of effort, I was only able to get the front tire pressure up to 60 pounds. I like to have it at 80. So I was thinking maybe find a better hand pump that can produce higher pressure, or use those CO2 cartridges. But I'm not too keen on the cartridges because you use them once and you got an empty cartridge. So right now I don't have any spare tubes. I know I got one tube now, it's got a hole in it. I gotta patch that. The problem I'm discovering is the last couple of tubes that I had to replace, though, they were unpatchable because the brake was at the valve stem. Turtle in the road. So it's definitely going to mean carrying at least 2 tubes on a longer trip. Is the idea of pushing the bicycle home. It's not a pleasant idea. I thought this going through my mind. What if I can't inflate this tube? What if the brake is at the valve stem and I can't patch it? So I think those that if I was on the trail on a longer trip, definitely need to know where the bike repair shops are along the route. So I need to get a new tube. Get one there. Well, that's why we're having this shakeout trip. Check in with you later.
the only incline, steep incline on the whole trail. This bridge. But then, when we get to that side of the hill, we're going to have to walk up because it's just too steep to pedal. Crossing the Clara Barton Parkway right now. Heart rate's up, 143. Yikes. This walking up is a little difficult. Yikes. Almost to the top. All right, we're out.